guys, it's Eli here from Eli to the Nth, and I'm bringing you my Wednesday video for Fanatical About Fiction. So excited to be here with you guys again, and before I start what I'm going to be talking about today, I want to just wish a warm welcome to our newest member, Celine. We're really excited to have an extra person, and she's going to be coming to you guys on Saturdays, so look out for those videos. I'm really excited. So the other day I was kind of asked, like, what does it mean that I'm studying library and information science? And I thought that would be an interesting topic to talk about. And if you hear a whirring in the background, I am washing laundry, so sorry about that. But yeah, I thought I would talk a little bit about the graduate program I'm in, kind of an overview, and give you like a list of classes that I have to take and things like that. Many people don't know that you need a master's degree to be an actual librarian. There's a lot of paraprofessional positions in public and academic libraries, which you can have that position if you have only a bachelor's degree, but to be an official librarian you have to have a master's in library and information science from an accredited college. So your university has to be accredited to give that degree out, and my school, I go to the University of South Florida in Tampa, and we have an accredited Master's in Library and Information Science. It's an MLIS degree, and in the program pretty much there's two different tracks. Once you get accepted, you kind of get to pick. There's a couple of core classes that everyone has to take, but then you kind of go off on your own and do your own thing. So there's the public, academic, and special libraries track, and then there's a school media track, which is different because you have to have a teaching certificate to be a school media specialist. I'm part of the school media tract because my background is in education, and I've always loved working with students, and I kind of want to do that instead of the public route of working with students, but that's always an option too. I'm still early enough in my program to kind of switch it around if I need to. Print out a list of all the classes I take. Everyone has to take Foundations of Library and Information Science, and that's kind of a general program, the general class that everyone kind of gets an overview about what a library is, because surprisingly enough, and I didn't know a lot about libraries, like all the different types of libraries, before I got into that class, so it was actually really cool. And then everyone has to take Research Methods in Library and Information Science. So this teaches us how to do the research that people would come in and ask about in the academic field, at like a university, in the public field, at a public library, in a specialist type area, and in the school media. So we learn about all the different types of research, and we do our own research project and things like that on a topic within library science. So it's actually a pretty cool class. And then this is for the school media tract. We have to take Preparing Instructional Media, so that is for how to like teach the kids how to use the computers, or if we're doing a special project with teachers, like how to set that up and stuff. So I'm actually really excited about that class. The organization and administration of the school media center is a specific one as well. We learn how to organize and run a school media center, because it can be quite a big task, and sometimes you're the only one who's in charge, like the only one who works in the media center, the only one who runs it. So you've got to learn how to do everything. This is a curriculum-wide class, which is collection, development, and maintenance. Within the field, they do specify, like, you can take additional classes for your specialty, but overall we get educated in how to develop a collection of books to meet our patrons' need, how to maintain the books, you know, where to send them out if they need maintenance, stuff like that. This is another media program class specific. It's curriculum and instructional technology. So again, we learn how to develop curriculum to help the teachers, or to teach a class for the students and things like that. Now the next two classes are my favorite ones, and I was so excited to take the first one, which was Books and Related Materials for Young Adults. So pretty much I was told I had to read 24 young adult books, which was fabulous. I just took it last semester, and I really liked the class. So we talked about trends in YA, we talked about, you know, popular themes, We talked about like classics, we talked about contemporary books, all the different genres. It was really awesome. And then I also had to take materials for children, which focuses on middle grade and lower, so you know, beginning readers, picture books, things like that. And I actually took an elective my first year called the History of Children's Literature, which went over like it was from 1800 to 1945, so it went over like the development of children's literature, because it wasn't like it is now. It used to be very strict, and the kids used to only really read Bible verses and stuff like that, so actually to see the history of children's lit was actually really cool. So that's another class you can take. There's a ton of electives that you can take that relate to your field, or if you want to take something out of your subject field, they're really flexible in my program. Then everyone has to take Basic Information and Services, and that is a class to introduce you how to use all the instructional tech that we learn, and then the other classes are like more specific. And also it's the first time you do a big research project using the library system, so it gives you a little taste for what's to come in the future. And then the next class, everyone either has to take this or another class. So I took Technical Services in small libraries because school media is considered a small library, but the other class that you can take is Organization of Knowledge. As when we learn how to do the library records, we learn how to make MARC records in the computer. So those are the things that come up when you search for a book in a library database. So we learn how to do all that, and how it's configured, and what information is needed, and what's superfluous. And oh my god, my head, I got a headache. It was hard. And then everyone has to do supervised field work unless you're currently working in a library, and then your job counts as your field work, because we have a lot of students that already work in the field and they're coming back to get their actual degree in library science. And then you have 2 elective options, and obviously you can take more classes than that, but there's some suggested electives. For me, I have to take multicultural literature for children and young adults. So that goes over like books from other cultures outside of America. I'm actually really excited about that. And also the other class they suggest that we take in school media is Teaching Information Literacy, which is actually a really good class. I'm in it this summer. It's really tough, but it's cool. We talk about like the different, like if you're going to the library to learn how to use Word, like they have those classes, that's something that I would learn how to teach you. So we learn it on a broader scale, and then later I will take a class that's more specific, like curriculum instruction would specifically teach me how to teach students that stuff. So yeah, so that's just like an overview of some of the classes that I take. They sound a little dull, but they're actually really awesome, and it's just really interesting to be behind the scenes, because I've always been a patron of the libraries, and I used to volunteer at my school library, but it's a lot different even then, because you're still kind of an outsider, because you're not doing all the big heavy work that the librarians do, and the research that goes into things and how intricate everything is. It's actually just really, really interesting. Hope you guys learned a little bit something. And you know, if any of you are going into college, or maybe thinking about changing your major or going to grad school, some universities have undergraduate library programs where you can take a couple classes. Most of the time it's a master's program, so definitely if that's something that you feel passionate about, you should definitely look into some graduate programs. There's a bunch all over the country. Florida actually has two universities with library programs, which is very rare. Florida State University has one, and then University of South Florida. So it'd be kind of cool if I saw any of you guys around. And if you have any questions about it, you know, just drop me an email or check me out on Twitter. All my stuff is below. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and don't forget to be awesome.